Hello, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mr. Thom, and I'm so glad you're here. This channel shares real stories from older adults around the world. These stories help you in two ways. First, you can improve your English by listening to natural, emotional storytelling. Second, you can learn life lessons, real wisdom, from people who've lived long, full lives. Today, we begin with a story from Margaret, an 82-year-old woman from Canada. She worked as a nurse for over 40 years and raised 3 children. But the moment that changed her life wasn't big or dramatic. It was small, quiet. It came in the form of a little yellow flower from her daughter and a reminder of what really matters in life. So, find a quiet place, relax, and listen closely. You're not just learning English, you're learning about life. Let's begin. Part 1. Margaret's Story. When Life Was Fast. My name is Margaret, and I was born in the summer of 1943 in a small mountain town called Jasper in Alberta, Canada. I grew up surrounded by trees, snow, and silence. The kind of silence that you don't hear anymore, where even the wind takes its time. As a girl, I was quiet and curious. I spent hours watching ants build their homes and clouds roll across the sky. I loved the small things, and I felt close to the earth. My father was a park ranger, and my mother was a school teacher. Life was simple but full. But as I grew older, life began to speed up. When I turned 22, I moved to the city to study nursing. That was 1965, a time of great change in the world. Music, war, freedom, protests. But I wasn't chasing revolution. I just wanted to help people. I loved nursing. I loved being there in the quiet moments when someone opened their eyes after surgery or held their child for the first time. I also loved solving problems, fixing things. I felt useful, needed. I married young, David was his name, and we had our first child, Sarah, when I was 26. Then came Michael, then Lily. 3 children, all in 5 years. Those were beautiful years, and also the most exhausting of my life. Imagine this. I'm working a night shift at the hospital, come home at 7:30 in the morning. David's rushing out the door to his office job. The baby is crying. Michael spilled orange juice on the floor. Sarah needs help with her science project. I haven't even taken off my shoes, and the dishwasher is broken. I remember thinking, if I can just get through this day, tomorrow will be easier. But the truth is, every day was just as full, just as loud. Don't get me wrong, I was proud of being a mother, a nurse, a wife. But somewhere in the middle of all the busy days, I started to lose something. Not my mind, not my health, but my stillness. That quiet part of me who used to watch the clouds. One evening stands out in my memory. It was late spring, and I was trying to make dinner before my night shift. The kitchen smelled of pasta sauce and burned toast. My back ached. Michael was doing homework at the table. Lily was crying in her high chair, and Sarah was trying to read me her school poem for the 10th time. That's when it happened. Sarah came over and gently tugged my sleeve. In her small hand was a yellow flower. Just a weed, really. She said, "Mommy, I picked this for you. You look tired. This flower is happy." I glanced at her, gave her a quick kiss on the head, and said, "Thank you, sweetheart." Then I placed the flower in a cup on the counter and kept stirring the pot. I didn't stop. I didn't look at it. I didn't think twice. But later that night, around 2 a.m., during a rare break at the hospital, I opened my lunchbox and found a note from Sarah. In messy crayon letters, it said, "I love you. You forgot to smile today." And suddenly, I broke. Tears streamed down my face right there in the break room. I wasn't sad. I wasn't angry. I was simply touched. That tiny flower, that tiny note, it brought me back to myself. It made me realize how many small moments I had missed, not just with my kids, but with my own heart. Part 2. The Flower That Changed Everything. After that night in the hospital break room, something inside me shifted. I remember holding Sarah's note in my hand, those simple, wobbly words written in bright crayon. I love you. You forgot to smile today. It was like a mirror, showing me a truth I had ignored for too long. I wasn't angry or upset. I was quiet. The kind of quiet that helps you hear your own heart again. When I got home the next morning, the first thing I did was look for that yellow flower. It was still there, sitting in the cup beside the sink. Its petals were starting to curl, but it was still bright, still smiling. For the first time in weeks, I just stood there and looked at it. And then I did something I hadn't done in a long time. I sat down. Not to fold laundry, not to write a grocery list. I just sat. Sarah came into the kitchen rubbing her sleepy eyes. I held out my arms, and she crawled into my lap. We didn't talk. We didn't need to. We just sat together, and I kissed the top of her head. That morning, I made a decision, a quiet one. I didn't quit my job or move to the mountains, but I promised myself I would not miss another moment that mattered. Small changes, big impact. Change didn't come all at once. Life still had its noise, its messes, its busy days. But I started to do things differently. Instead of rushing through breakfast, I sat at the table with my kids, even if it was only 10 minutes. I looked into their eyes when they spoke to me. I listened without multitasking. I started putting little notes in their lunchboxes, just like Sarah did for me. At work, I slowed down too. I looked at my patients not just as charts and symptoms, but as people. I started asking questions like, what do you miss most from your childhood? Or, what was the best day of your life? And their answers? Oh, the stories they told me. One woman, 89 years old, told me she missed climbing trees. Another man said the best day of his life was when his dog gave birth to 9 puppies under their kitchen table. A lady with Alzheimer's smiled as she described her wedding dress, even though she couldn't remember her husband's name anymore. I started writing their stories down. And slowly, gently, I started writing my own story again. Not the one filled with tasks and to-do lists, but the one filled with small joys, small moments, small miracles. A simple flower, a lifelong reminder. I pressed that yellow flower in a book. I still have it to this day. It's flattened, faded, almost brittle now, but it's there. Sometimes people ask me, what changed you? Was it a life crisis, a big event? I smile and say, no, it was a weed from my daughter's hand. You see, the truth is, we often wait for something big to shake us awake. A health scare, a job loss, a death. But sometimes, the smallest things are the ones that break through. A child's drawing, a stranger's smile, a sunset you almost missed. That's what that flower taught me. If we keep rushing through life, we'll miss it. And life doesn't wait. Children grow up, parents grow old. Time passes quietly, whether we notice or not. But when we stop, even for a few seconds, and really see, that's when we begin to live. Looking back, moving forward. It's been over 40 years since that day. Sarah is now a mother herself. Michael lives in Vancouver with his wife. Lily teaches music at a school not far from where we live. Sometimes they ask me how I managed to raise 3 children, work long hours, and still stay kind. I tell them the truth. I didn't always. I was tired, I was short-tempered, I made mistakes. But I learned to pay attention. I learned to pause. If I could go back, I wouldn't try to do more. I'd try to feel more, be more, laugh more. I would dance in the kitchen, even if dinner burned. I would say yes to more pillow forts and bedtime stories. But the beautiful thing about life is that it gives us many chances to begin again. And that day, the day of the flower, was my new beginning. It wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, but it was real, and it saved me. A message for you, the listener. Maybe you're watching this while doing homework, or cleaning, or maybe you're learning English because you want a better job or a better life. Don't forget to smile today. Not because life is easy, but because you are alive, and that's a gift. Look around. What small thing can you notice right now? The sound of birds, the warmth of a cup of tea, the way sunlight touches the floor. These small things are your flowers. Don't miss them. And if someone offers you one, like my daughter did that day, stop, take it, really see it, because it might just be the moment that changes everything. Part 3. Advice to young people. Now that you've heard my story, I'd like to speak directly to you, the young people listening. You may be in your 20s or 30s, maybe even younger. Maybe you're learning English because you want a better life, or you're just curious about the world. Maybe you're working hard, juggling school, jobs, family, dreams. Wherever you are in life, I want to share with you what I've learned, not from books or school, but from living. These are the 5 lessons I would tell my younger self if I could go back in time. Lesson 1. Busy is not the same as full. When I was young, I thought being busy meant I was doing life right. A full schedule, a full calendar, running from one thing to the next. I believed that if I could do more, I could be more. But busy is not the same as full. A full life is made up of meaning, not motion. Meaning comes from relationships, from quiet joy, from depth. You can have a day with no meetings, no deadlines, no achievements, and still feel full if you spent it loving, resting, noticing, being. So my advice to you, don't chase a busy life. Build a meaningful one. And sometimes the most meaningful moments are quiet, soft, and easy to miss, unless you're paying attention. Lesson 2. Listen more than you speak. When I was raising my children, I thought I had to teach them everything. I gave advice, I corrected, I told them what was right. But over time, I learned that the best gift I could give them was listening. Sitting quietly while they worked out their own feelings. Being present, not with answers, but with patience. This goes beyond parenting. Whether you're with a friend, a partner, a coworker, listen, really listen. Not just waiting to reply, but to understand. Ask questions. Make people feel seen. You'll be amazed at what you learn. When people feel heard, they feel loved. So, speak less, listen more. You'll grow deeper relationships and a wiser heart. Lesson 3. Take care of your time like it's gold. Time is the most precious thing you'll ever own. You can't earn more of it. You can't save it for later. Once it passes, it's gone. When I was in my 30s, I wasted time on things that didn't matter. Overthinking, trying to please everyone, worrying about things that never happened. I was always afraid of missing out, so I said yes to too much, and I ended up missing what mattered most. Here's a truth. You don't have time for everything, but you do have time for what matters. So protect your time. Say no to things that drain you. Say yes to things that feed your spirit. And don't wait for someday to enjoy your life. There is no perfect moment to start living. Life is already happening, right now. Love deeply and say it often. I've lost people I loved, parents, friends, my husband. And when I look back, I don't wish we had bought nicer things or taken more perfect vacations. I wish I had said I love you more. I wish I had hugged them tighter. I wish I had spent less time holding grudges and more time holding hands. Young people often fear vulnerability. We think saying how we feel makes us weak. But love is not weakness, it's strength. Say I love you when you feel it. Say I'm sorry when you mean it. And don't wait, Because life changes fast. One phone call, one accident, one diagnosis, and everything is different. So while you still can, love the people around you. Forgive, laugh, make memories, and never let pride be more important than connection. Lesson 5. You are enough right now. Perhaps the most important thing I've learned in 82 years is this. You are not here to prove anything. You are here to be. The world will try to tell you that you're not enough, that you need to be more attractive, more successful, more productive, more fluent, more liked, but that voice is not your friend. You are enough when you're learning. You are enough when you're tired. You are enough when you're unsure. Who you are, at your quietest, most honest, most human, is already worthy of love and belonging. You don't need to do anything to earn that. And the people who truly love you, they'll love you not for what you achieve, but for how you make them feel. For the way you laugh, for the way you listen, for the softness in your voice when you say, "I'm here." So trust yourself. You're more than enough. Dear listener, I don't know your face, I don't know your language or your country, but I do know this. We all want to feel seen. We all want to feel safe. We all want to feel like we matter. And you do matter. Your story is unfolding right now. You don't need to rush it. You don't need to perfect it. Just live it with kindness, with attention, and with love. I hope my little story, the yellow flower, the late night note, the slow return to myself, has given you something to think about. Maybe it reminds you of your own mother, or a moment you once missed, or a flower you didn't stop to notice. Whatever it is, hold it close. And smile today, for yourself, for someone else, for life. Because as my daughter once wrote in her little note, I love you. You forgot to smile today. Thank you for spending this time with us. You have just listened to the story of Margaret, an 82-year-old woman from England, who reminded us that life is not made of big events, but of small, quiet moments that we sometimes forget to notice. She showed us that healing can come slowly, that a simple flower can change a tired heart, that love, real love, is shown in listening, in presence, and in saying the words we often hold back. If you are learning English, I hope this story helped you not only understand new words, but also feel the message behind them. And if you are young, I hope you carry her advice with you. Don't rush. Don't forget to listen. Don't wait to say I love you. And above all, remember that you are enough. On this channel, we share stories from older adults around the world, people with rich lives, big hearts, and gentle wisdom. Our goal is simple: to help you learn English through listening, and to help you learn about life through stories. If this story touched you, please consider subscribing to the channel. Leave a comment below. What part of Margaret's story stayed with you? We'd love to hear from you. And next time, we'll travel to another country to meet another elder and hear another true human story. Until then, keep listening, keep learning, and don't forget to smile today. This is Mr. Thom, and I'll see you in the next story.